Hi guys, welcome back to Wedding Bells. I'm celebrity makeup artist Lilly Keys and I'm going to be showing you how to recreate the perfect bridesmaid makeup look today. Right, so I've just prepped and primed the skin and now we're going to start on the makeup. On Lucy skin, I'm going to use this Chanel Lift Lumiere foundation in number 20 and this foundation brush from MAC. So I'm just going to put it on my hand first, rather than get all the colour on the brush. So I'll be putting a little bit of the colour on the brush and starting out in the middle of the face like this. You want to get a really good coverage but not too heavy. So the key is blend, blend, blend with foundation. The great thing about this foundation is that it's very illuminating and also provides really good coverage for when you're photographed at the wedding. It's beautiful makeup for a bridesmaid and it should stay all day. When you apply the foundation, it's good to really concentrate on the T-zone of the face and then blend outwards so you don't end up with that heavy tide line. So the next product I'm going to use on Lucy is concealer, and I'm going to use this Estee Lauder Maximum Coverage Double Wear in light medium. This is absolutely amazing concealer and a little goes a long way. To apply the concealer, I'm going to use a touch-up brush from Bobbi Brown. So just apply the concealer anywhere that you can see any blemishes, usually around the corners of the nose and any slight red marks that you can see, and then just blend into the foundation. It's too heavy to go under the eyes, so under the eyes we're going to put a special under eye concealer which is a lot lighter. So the next product I'm going to use is under eye concealer, and I'm going to use this Brighten by Topshop. It's really, really good. You just click it like this to get it out. You can put these on with your fingers as well. I'm going to put it on with my touch-up brush from Bobbi Brown. If you start in the corner of the eye and work down where the circle is the darkest on most people, and then you can blend up towards the eye. Remember not to put too much product. Right, so the next product I'm going to use is powder to set the foundation. I'm going to be using this Bourjois mineral powder, which is really, really good. Mineral makeup's great for your skin, it's radiant. So we'll be using some of this on Lucy's skin just to set the makeup. Again, don't go overboard with powder because it can be aging. So I would really just concentrate on the forehead, around the nose, and on the chin. Okay guys, so I'm going to start on the brows next, and I'm going to use one of my favourite products. It's from British makeup brand Ruby and Millie. Now, they used to stock in Boots, but you can get them online now. The thing that I love most about them is that they have a wax side on this side and then a colour on this side. Wax sets the brows and the colour fills them in. So I'm just going to put a little bit of wax on my brush using an small angled brush from Bobbi Brown. We're going to start on this one here. I'm really just using the colour to fill in the middle of the brows. But it is always a good idea to fill them in because brows really do frame your face and they can make a huge difference to how you look. The next product I'm going to be using is mascara. One of the key things when going to a wedding as a bride or a bridesmaid is to use waterproof mascara. So I'm going to be using this Rimmel Volume Lash Waterproof Mascara on Lucy today, because we always cry at weddings. You can never be too sure. The one thing I'd say about waterproof mascaras is that these days they really do stay on, so make sure you have a good eye makeup remover, otherwise you won't be able to get them off for 3 days. The reason I'm doing mascara first is when I do the eyeshadow on the lids, the mascara on the lashes will help to catch any loose product that might fall. I wiggle the mascara brush into the roots of the lashes like this and then fan them out. You want it to look really natural and not clumpy. Lucy has really amazing natural lashes though. So what I usually use when I apply mascara is a disposable mascara wand, which you can get from any good makeup store or pharmacy like this. You can just throw these away afterwards, they're amazing. You can also use them to brush your eyebrows as well. What I do is I just brush them through the lashes to make sure that no clumps are there. So I'm going to start on the eyeshadow next, which is the really exciting part. I'm going to use my MAC palette, which I've made myself. It's my neutral colours. and I'm going to be using these 3 colours over here. I'm also going to be using this fluffy eyeshadow brush from MAC. Right, so we're going to start with the lightest colour, which is Omega, this one over here. And this is going to be a wash over the lid. Close your eyes, babe. As you can see, it's a very neutral colour, but just have a slight shadow in it. This colour is a really great colour to work more colour up onto. It's a good general neutral base for the lids. Right, so next I'm going to go for this dark brown colour called Brighten from MAC, and I'm going to use my smaller angled eyeshadow brush from MAC. So I've got some product on my brush, and I'm going to very gently push the eyeshadow in to the lash line, along the lash line, as you can see. And what we are going to do is gradiate the colour from the lash line up towards the brow. If you feel like you've put too much colour on in the corner of the eye, which I have slightly, take your trusty cotton bud and you can just take a bit of that colour away. So what we're doing is we're going to be concentrating on the outer socket of the eye. You can always feel where your socket is by your brow bone here. So you're going to be taking the colour just under the brow bone. Right, so the next colour I'm going to be using is this darker colour called Smut over here. It's got quite purple undertones and it's got a bit of a shimmer in it as well. So again, I'm going to be using it against the lash line. It's really just to darken the lash line even more and create more of a contrast. The thing with wedding makeup is that you want to look natural and like yourself, but you also want to have enough makeup on that will come through on your pictures. Next, I'm going to be using my shimmer palette from my Bobbi Brown palette, Maple Sugar Metallic Eye, and it's this one over here. And we're going to be using my regular eyeshadow brush from MAC. Really, I'm going to be putting this on the center of the eyeball, and that's just going to give a bit of a shimmery pop. Every time you blink, you're going to be seeing this beautiful pop of shimmer. Right, so next I'm going to be putting eyeliner on Lucy's eyes, and I'm going to be using one of my favourite brown colours. It's called Costa Riche and it's from MAC. And I'm going to be smudging it in with this brush from Topshop. So I'm just going to be putting it under the eyes like this. Don't worry about being too perfect, because we're going to be smudging that with our brush and also cotton buds. So this brush is really small little eyeshadow smudging brush. Really gets in the lashes. Right, so to give the eyes more definition, I'm going to be using this liquid liner by L'Oreal called Super Liner in black. I'm going to do a very, very thin line because this isn't a flicky look. It's really just to define the eyes. So really just rest the liner on top of the lashes like this and just go into the roots. So next I'm going to be using white eyeliner in the waterline of the eye. I'm going to be using this one called Pure White from MAC. I'm going to start on this one. White eyeliner in the waterline really makes your eyes appear whiter and bigger. Next I'm going to be doing Lucy's lips today. We're going to be using a pale pink colour from my trusty Bobbi Brown palette. I'm going to be using this colour here, which is Pale Pink number 21, and you can get this as an individual lipstick from Bobbi Brown. I'm going to be using my lip brush from Sephora. I'm not going to apply lip liner to this look because it's really about the eyes, not the lips. And we want the lips to be rosy coloured, bitten, beautiful, not a very harsh line. A lip brush is really good because you can distribute the colour better. Right, so now I'm going to apply a little bit of gloss just to the centre of the lips to really make the lips pop and look beautiful. I'm going to be using this product from Clinique. It's called Rose Bloom in 28. I'm going to be putting the product on my hand and applying with my lip brush again. Right, so we're going to be using bronzer next, everyone's favourite. I'm going to be using this really amazing colour from MAC called Harmony, which is matte and neutral and not too much of a harsh colour. I'm going to be using my blusher brush from Bobbi Brown. So where I apply it is underneath the cheekbones. Concentrate most of the colour at the edge of the face and then bring the colour in under the cheekbones, almost like a C shape like this. So next we're going to be doing the blush. I'm going to be using this blusher called Pink Swoon from MAC. And I'm also going to be using another one from MAC called Earth to Earth, which is a mineralized shimmery blush, which I'm going to be putting over the Pink Swoon. So I hold both my blushes like this. With my blusher brush from MAC, I'm going to be swirling the colour in my brush. Smile for me, darling. It's always good to smile to see where the apples of your cheeks are and apply the colour right in the centre, because that's where you would usually blush if you were naturally doing it. Now with my mineral blush, which is a bit more shimmery, so watch the colour, I'm going to be going on top of that. This is really beautiful in pictures. It really brings out like a shimmery glow to your cheeks. Okay, so every wedding makeup look wouldn't be the same without a bit of highlighter. I'm going to be using this product from MAC. It's a pigment called Vanilla, and it is amazing for highlighting the skin. Be really careful when you open the pot because it's super shimmery. I'm going to be using this fluffy brush from MAC. When you get the product on, really be careful because it can go everywhere. So I always put a little bit on my hand first. Where I'm going to be applying the highlighter is above the cheekbones here, slightly up here, above the eyebrows, down the center of the nose, just above the lips. Right guys, so here we have the finished product, beautiful glowing bridesmaid look that I've created for you guys today. If you guys would like me to show you how to do a bridal hair bun look next, then give this video a big thumbs up. I'll see you guys next week with more wedding bells. Thanks for watching, bye!